we're not gonna talk about the time that it's been. We're just gonna talk about the path forward. I bought a house. Let me set up so that we can sit and chat for a little bit. I want you guys to see my outfit because I just went to get a coffee and these pants are very heavy, but they're so fire. I think they're from Acne Studios. Just look. I just think it's so cute. Very fun and playful. Heavy, but comfy. And I'm wearing my Uggs. It's like the perfect Sunday winter in LA outfit. Anyway, I just got back from church. I decided to stop and grab a tea with no honey. I am not consuming any sugar. I'm not consuming any caffeine, so this is a caffeine-free tea. I'm not consuming any alcohol. I don't really drink alcohol like that, but I do consume wine and champagne, and I've been traveling like crazy the past 2 or 3 months, and it's been nothing but like celebratory champagne. I've been going to a lot of work events, which is also just like social drinking, so I've just cut all alcohol out of my life for the time being. I want to be in a space of clarity going into 2025, and I feel like sugar obviously heightens, like, I don't know if it heightens your dopamine levels, but it does have a negative impact on your body and your way of thinking. I feel like it contributes to like your mood as well. And then obviously we know alcohol has impact on like your mood and your behavior and stuff like that. Not saying I had like negative behavior or anything. I just want to navigate the next season of my life with clarity, and I can only do that if I starve the things that have the ability to alter my mind, if that makes sense. I feel like I sound like a hippie, but those who get it, get it. So this is a peppermint tea. I'm gonna take my first sip before we get into updates about my life. Oh, refreshing, calming, exactly what I need. I am currently sitting in my office, or actually I guess my like film studio. It's also gonna be a guest bedroom because this has the pull-out couch that was in my apartment. It's a queen size from West Elm. I'm kind of decorating this space around the furniture that I already had. I don't know how long we're gonna stay here. I don't think it's gonna be that long. But in the meantime though, I'm using all the furniture that I had previously to kind of decorate it. I'm thinking about painting the walls. I want it to have like hotel vibes. I want people to come here and feel like, oh wow, I've been transcended into another space, something that's relaxing. So far, all I've done is move the furniture in. I have to like figure out what's happening with the rest of these boxes. I'm currently sitting on a box. I don't know what my desk is gonna be. My old one is too big, doesn't fit here. So far, I have Sonos speakers around the entire property. Yeah, that's all I've done. And I also did some work in the kitchen. I'll make another video about that when I film our next coffee chit chat. I'll film in the kitchen. I think that's probably gonna be my main filming space anyway. It's just gonna be easier for me to wake up in the morning, have a tea or coffee with you guys, talk about things that are on my mind, things that are happening in the world, and move on, so on and so forth. So yes, I bought a house. This is actually my second home that I own. The other one, I don't think I've ever said where it is or anything like that. I don't really feel like it's necessary, but this is the second property I've ever owned. I'm very proud of myself. It was a goal of mine to have a house in LA before, or like around the age of 30. So I'm really happy and proud that I was able to do that. And I think in like the next decade of my life, I want to focus a lot more on real estate and building that portfolio. You guys know who've been following me on YouTube for a while that I have a very business oriented mind. And yeah, also just thinking about like passing things on to my children when I do have them. This is one of those things. So, you know, pat on the back, proud of myself. It's weird because I've talked about this before. Being African, you're not supposed to really like celebrate things or tell people things. So it's hard to know like what to talk about, but I'm getting more comfortable in just sharing things that I want to share, and I'm very proud of this accomplishment. And I also want it to be a testament to people that you don't have to just be like a social media creator to be able to like step into that next category of life. It's not social media that allowed for me to buy my old house, which I bought when I was like 24, and then it wasn't social media that allowed for me to buy this house in LA. Working in clinical research has its benefits. I'm telling you, not to say that social media isn't lucrative, because it definitely is. But yeah, just having my clinical research consulting company, and then also another update for you guys. I took a full-time job. It just feels like I'm gonna be throwing a lot of things at you. I took a full-time job for a number of reasons. One of my friends, I was consulting for them, and they asked me if I wanted to be converted over to FTE. This is literally the only person I would work with in a full-time capacity. Other than that, I love independently consulting, and I have the privilege to still be able to finish out the contracts that I had prior to converting over to a full-time employee. But on my TikTok, I've been traveling a lot, and part of it has been for work. I just didn't like explicitly state that, but I'm gonna be doing a lot more travel vlogs whenever I have to go into the office. I don't have to go often, I just have to go every once in a while. And it's nice to just like also see people that I work with and have conversations with them and see what the next step is for them in their professional careers, what's happening with our company, so on and so forth. So still consulting independently under my own corporation, and I also have a regular full-time job. Yeah. And then I'm also doing social media and content creation. It's a lot. And I'm also planning a wedding. It's a lot and it's very overwhelming, but I'm trying to find ways to like streamline my day-to-day so I don't feel as overwhelmed. I also just have the personality where I'm better when I have a lot to do than not having much to do, because I'll just end up finding something else to do to like fill that time and that space. Work has been absolutely insane. For those who work in clinical research, I've had a lot, like the last quarter of the year is just absolute madness. Everybody wants to submit everything to every health authority before December 31st hits, as if the governments don't shut down. They don't work the last 2 weeks of the year, but everybody wants to submit before that. Everything. This year I've submitted so many fast track designations, breakthrough designations. I've filed multiple INDs this year, prepared for a marketing application as well, opened multiple sites because, I mean, not multiple sites because I'm not in clinical operations, but facilitated in helping, opening those sites, because regulatory and clinical operations are like kind of like this. So it's been very chaotic at work. I've gotten the opportunity to go on, have like multiple brand trips this year, which I've been really excited about. I went to Montecito with Cadillac, which was so much fun. I recently was in New York with Alaska Air. I was in Vegas for the Amazon reInvent conference. All in all, like professionally, I feel like very blessed and just happy with where I am. Happy with the fact that I was able to like reach another goal that I've had in purchasing a property in LA in a prime location. Oh, law school. For those of you who are just finding my YouTube channel, I promise I'm not crazy, and I know it seems like she has so many things happening at one time, she's gonna lose her mind. I promise it's been worse. I worked 3 jobs in college, taking 19 credits as a pre-med biology major. This is manageable. That being said, I have applied to 7 law schools. I submit my application to Syracuse University, which has an online program. I am all about doing the online program because I think it'll work well with me being able to work. I love a program that respects like working professionals. I don't feel like I should have to stop working to provide for whatever I want to do just because I want to go to school. Like, I think that's crazy. And I could, honestly, I could. I have a supportive partner and it's like not the end of the world, but I don't want to. So I applied to Syracuse, I applied to Albany, I applied to St. Mary's, which also has like an online program, which is in Texas, but I don't have to go. Syracuse is the only university that I personally know that you have to go for like residency week or whatever, and you have to go, I don't know how often. Hold on, let me pull up my LSAC account first. Now I have my completed applications. I completed my Albany Law School application, which is online. I completed my UC Berkeley application. Now, pause, I know. It's not an online program, and like I said, I don't plan on leaving my job, but there's some schools that I was just like, let me apply and see if I get in. Like, Stanford's on my list. I haven't finished the app for that. Harvard is on my list, and I did finish my application for that. I was just like, let's just see what could be, you know? My fiance and I talk a lot about like, oh, we could move to New York. And yes, I recognize I just bought this house, but like I said, I don't know how long we'll be here or if it's going to be a long period of time at all. But we're just very like flexible and open to the possibilities. Might have to move for his job, fine. Might have to move for school, fine. Just depends. I don't know. I don't want to close the doors to anything yet. Also, my undergrad grades like weren't the best. I also was a biology pre-med major. So in the context of law, doesn't make much sense. My work experience obviously makes sense for law school because I've been in regulatory coming up on 10 years. You know, my master's in public health also could work because Harvard has a JD MPH dual program. I didn't apply to that obviously because I already have my MPH, but I just was like, let me see what the possibilities are before I close all the doors, and then the decision will be made when the decision needs to be made. Highly likely, like 85% chance, 90% chance, online school is like the only option because I can't work in regulatory and go to Harvard. I applied to UCLA. They also don't have an online program, but I live in LA, so I was wondering if that like could be possible. I doubt it. Admissions probably wouldn't allow it, but I just was like, let me see. I already told you I applied to Harvard. I completed my app for Northeastern University, which is also online. St. Mary's, which I said is also online, and Syracuse, which is also online. So far I've applied to 7 schools. And on my uncompleted list, I have UC Irvine, Columbia, Cornell, NYU, Southwestern Law School, which is also in LA, and they do have like an online option, I think, Stanford University, and then Yale Law School. You know, shoot for the stars, land on the moon kind of vibe. Why not? Let's just see. Let's just see what happens. I don't know. But I took the LSAT in September. I got a 152. I was so like apprehensive about mentioning that online because I know people are gonna be like, that's not a good score. Whatever. Honestly, I did my absolute best and it is an average score. I studied for 1 month, literally like 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks. I used the LSAT trainer, which honestly, I got through maybe, let's see. I had to skip all the logic game sections because there was no logic games anymore. So I went through about half of this. When I was using this book, I was scoring horribly, like in the 140s. So I don't think I, am probably the best person to use like this self-guided book. But again, also this was in like the span of 5 weeks. And the week of my LSAT exam, I had to file an IND. Like, I don't think anyone understands what goes into an IND unless you work in clinical research, but literally the same week I took the LSAT. So there was a lot going on with work on top of also having to study after hours and maintain a social life and be, a good partner. So a lot of things, but nonetheless, balancing all that, I ended up with a 152. I feel like I could have gotten a little bit better if I studied maybe for another month, but nonetheless, I'm not mad at my score. And I do think that it's a score paired with my work experience and my master's and the GPA that I had in my master's program, which was a 3.96. I think I'll be okay. I'll keep you guys updated when I hear back from schools and stuff, what's happening with that. Only time will tell. Like, I don't know, I took so many practice tests and I would always pick the answer that was like right, like 99.8% of the way, but not 100% right. And if you've taken the LSAT, you know what I'm talking about. So if you have any questions about my LSAT journey or my law school application journey, comment them down below. I'm still like in the journey as we speak. So there's not much I can update on apart from I'm submitting my applications day by day. They are expensive. Like the Harvard application was like it was $85 and you have to pay a $45 reporting fee. Expensive, but I paid, obviously. I'm sure people are gonna be curious about how I'm gonna do work and school. I've done it before. I worked all throughout my graduate program and I did exceptional in that program. Some people say the doctorate program is harder than a master's program, very true. But I also have colleagues in regulatory who are also in law school. So I've seen them do it and it's kind of given me the encouragement to do it and the support as well to do it too, without feeling like I have to like change multiple things about my life. So yeah, if you have questions about that, leave them down below. If you have questions about like the home buying process, let me know. I will probably respond to comments on this video in the next coffee chat video. So yeah, I'm gonna be showing you guys some design elements of like how I'm gonna paint. It's so hard to visualize like what to paint a room. I wish I could do like a virtual, maybe Lowe's or maybe they do have that. Let me not speak too soon. Those are all the updates I have for you guys right now. Cheers. I hope you guys have a good morning.